Hey there, welcome back. We're hiring the quality, upping the ante. This video comes to you with several hundred extra resolutions, so that's a wonderful thing, and the maniacally smiling face agrees. This is my second attempt at recording this update. I thought it would be interesting to see what it was like me playing whilst having a mild panic attack, causeless though it was. It did not go well. We're halfway through completing the Mantis mining quest, and we need to feed up Adder to access this chamber over here. The two-legged trip from the Pharynx mine was enough to convert all the colour that we needed, thanks to the metabolic amber sloshing around inside me. While I'm here, I may as well preemptively stock myself up with the gold I need. Oh, that was desperately inefficient. I should have used my primary heart for this. I shouldn't need any prompting to improve the quality of my videos, but I still like to thank Half-Guild, I don't dare pronounce the rest of his name, for doing just that. This, along with the LXR suggestion of screwing around with the settings to provide a smoother mouse control, should add to the feel of a more cinematic and less nauseating experience. I only mention it because they are two of the people responsible for this masterpiece, and I like to be proactive in my appreciation. I tend to get a bit uncomfortable seeing people's reactions to my past accomplishments, but if I'd made something this good, I don't think I'd ever get tired of it. Okay, back to the matter at hand. Ava seems to be the view that you should live like today was your last, and in this case it probably is. Despite hungering for amber and violet, she seems to have an obsession with gold, referring to me as golden eyes, calling the colour I need to collect the golden apples. It may be just a throwaway reference to the mythology, but it could always mean something a bit more. She seems infinitely more alert to my presence. Her head actually swivels, depending on where I go. While this would be normal in any other game, in contrast with the other sisters, she's like a dog waiting for you to lower its bowl.
I know you were ordered to collect the golden apples. Pay me in amber or violet, or I won't let you pass. And don't be scared. If you open just one heart, the whaler will forgive you. Come on, I'm waiting and hungry.
Requiring forgiveness implies that we're going to end up annoying them first. And her brother is the Whaler, also known as the giant with the sentient floating heads who executed us in a separate timeline.
Did you see me cast off some of my chains? Color gives us strength. Free me from these bonds, Golden Eyes. Your reward will be more than generous. So, you want to get past me into the mine to serve Master Color? And how were you hoping to do that, Golden Eyes? Could Uta have given you the heart already? I don't believe it. Uta wouldn't lift a finger for you. Poor thing has a hard time as it is, but then the Mantid has no sense of humor at all.
The ritualistic drumbeat as her bonds dissolve, and the condescending remarks she makes, making sure that we know exactly what we're doing, giving her strength, and that she'll provide a favour in return. Very seductive. But she said Uta wouldn't help, and she did. She gave me the glyph that allowed me to complete my impossible task, so I can't be anything but grateful to her. And worse than that, she said the Manta had no sense of humour, and in this entire place, he's pretty much the only one who's got anything nice to say, has shown any words of encouragement. So I won't be giving in to her just yet. And as long as day never comes, I won't be spending an entire night alone. When someone's trying to toy with matters of the heart, for God's sake let them make their own logic. It's not worth breaking that delusion. So now we move on to the second and final mine. As part of my quest to please everyone, as well as not lurching about or jumping incessantly, I will be remaining silent at the start of each new area that I enter. I'm fairly sure an LP of this game requires two extremes, either someone talking constantly to open the viewer to as many trains of thought as possible, or sparsely subtitled to get it as close as possible to a first playthrough experience. I think this is a good compromise. So make sure to soak up that atmosphere while you can.
See that spot in the rocks where you can see color? That's a deposit. Break the rocks in that place, if you have the strength.
So hey, this mine's called Bastion, which is a naval strategy in which an area of water is heavily defended so that friendly forces can operate safely.
There's another one. Over there.
Okay, so it's actually a sanctuary during battle, and you know, aside from the predators milling around in the centre of it, it actually feels quite similar to that, what with the giant bird watching over me. The positions of these deposits shift around like they usually do, but the first three are, I think, always on this top ring, and I saw one over here. You have to climb up quite high to get to it, which is easily done thanks to whatever's being used for the physics here. You can just hop straight up pretty much any slightly inclined cliff face.
There's another one. Over there.
It allows you to scramble up to some truly ridiculous vantage points, and is quite a favourite personal pastime of mine. I'll probably show them off, but nearer the end of the game once I've been through all the chambers. These are all grouped pretty close together. It's hard to believe that I have spent ages exploring this place, which is ridiculous considering how open plan it is.
Now head into the void and wait until they fill with color. We'll see if you can hold color from all the 6 deposits. I already gave you 1 heart. The second might be in the next chamber, and might not.
The sister could be anxious to see whether I can live up to the mantis' request, but it seems to me as if she sees the ability to hold colour as akin to someone's strength. It's a physical attribute to be valued, alongside other traits of a masculine nature. I'm heading for the next heart. If you're unsure on your abilities, you can get up on that balcony and jump from there, but I think I'll risk it for now. A 1 and a 2.
Magnet. This glyph creates a flying golem out of animated soil and rocks. The magnet golem is able to attract heavy objects and hold onto them for a period of time. The more color the golem is charged with, the heavier the object it can attract and the longer it can hold the object.
G for magnet. I'll get some use out of it, but there's no need to show it off now. And you may have noticed the creatures swarming around in the basin. A welcome variation from the jumpers and bat roaches flying around, out of reach most of the time. They seem a touch more mystical, too many eyes floating slightly off the ground, but they behave in much the same way. If you get too close in front of them, they'll head on after you. But if you approach them from behind, like I'll try and do here, you'll remain unnoticed. And here you can see the ungodly pulsations as they churn up the colour that they've stolen from this world. Like the other 2 enemies, you're given ample opportunity to evade them, but if you get too close... And now it's as good as a homing beacon. It won't stop following me, and as you can see when I stand still, I get dragged towards it very slowly by a gravitational pull that encompasses the entire area, like a bulbous black telekinetic terminator made of ceaseless hunger. If it hits me, it'll do something interesting and stop attacking, but I don't feel like showing that off intentionally, so I'll hit it instead.